What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy T.
Hey, it's your man B.
And you on the ride up.
What's going on with you, bro?
We got a special guest. My big bro.
Hey.
DMV stand up.
Very
My
funny.
guy Damo Hicks, stand-up comedian. It's
What's
all
happening?
around. It's a funny dude.
What's going on?
What's happening?
The troublemaker.
I try.
Damo, what's going on, man?
Ain't shit. Trying to stay anti-COVID. Ain't trying to have stick that big ass Q-tip in my nose.
I know that's right. I mean, since you mentioned that, I guess we'll start there and then we'll work our way back. Being a stand-up comedian, how has COVID affected your comedy since the pandemic is here?
As far as what, writing or just performing?
Performing.
I mean, shows slowed down, but now they were starting to do that. Like a bunch of folks was doing them Zoom shows. Comedy clubs was starting to do them Zoom shows too. That shit weird to me, but I mean, I see how it's like. I think that shit works way better with fucking music than it does with comedy. You know what I'm saying? Because we vibe off of energies and shit like that, right? So it's like, yeah. So if you just sitting around just pretty much, it's like you reading the Gettysburg Address if you're doing that shit. He's like, such and such and such and such joke punchline. All right then, such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. It's weird.
I've seen that because DC Improv was selling like $5 Zoom tickets. I was like,
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I seen some of them joints. They seemed like they was all right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe motherfuckers is way more professional than me. I don't know. I couldn't do shit though. I'd be going out of my mind.
I guess some people just got to do what they got to do. I think I haven't seen any of the like big names doing it as like not in that level because they don't necessarily have the need. Where some people still out here trying to make sure that their name stays relevant, or they try to build a name. Some just need the money. Some just need the money. You know what I'm saying? They got child support to pay.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't live in a big house. So they need that.
Big facts.
And you said you just went to Magoobies. What was the experience like going to Magoobies last weekend?
So I was kind of leery about doing a show inside, but the selling point for me was, hey, I know the owner's gonna take care of everything to make it a good experience, but at the same token, it's a big enough place where they can actually socially distance and not just say that they did it. You know what I'm saying? Some people just be like, yeah, we socially distance just so they can adhere to the mandate. You know what I'm saying? But now, but they did it. I mean, that shit was like, they had the stage set up and then there was like a moat. and then like a bunch of fucking seats and they're tiered up and stuff like that too. So the way they do it is, so you don't just buy a ticket anymore. If you come in with 3 people, you bought a table. Yeah. So when you come in, you buy the table and your 3 sit at that table. You got 5, your 5 sit at that table. Before they had it where they would put, you know what I'm saying, different parties at tables, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you paying for the table. And they had it nice and set. I mean, it was all separated out pretty good. I didn't, matter of fact, for the comics and shit, each comic had your own mic. That shit was a banger. The host had her own mic. I had mine. The headliner had his joint. And they would sanitize them joints at the after the night. It was all right. They was checking temperatures when motherfuckers came in. It was cool to me.
That's what's up.
They had the little gun temperature joint, just
shoot
people in the face with it. Yeah. Shoot people in the face with that joint.
That's how the 9 to 5 does it now. Every day we come in, we
take your temperature.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna jump. Listen, just a FYI, I jump all over the place.
That's great.
Structures for the sucker. I don't give a goddamn about. So I want to jump into being from the DMV. Like I know myself, though I'm not a stand-up comedian, I do think that I'm a rather humorous person. And I can say that growing up, I used to see myself being like a Martin Lawrence. Though I love Eddie Murphy and Chris Rock, I saw myself like I would see myself living out scenes like Martin did.
I never thought I could do any of the shit that those guys were doing. Like any of the people like Martin and all the jokers that was on Def Jam. I never thought ever. I was like, I'd never be on that level of anything. I used to watch Comic View and saw like some cats on there, and we used to be at Bowie watching that shit, and motherfuckers would be like, "Nigga, you way funnier than them," and I'd be like, "Yeah," and and then we just went to Jokes on Us in Laurel one day, and I did a comedy workshop with the Fat Doctor, and then I did them joints for a while, and then he had a showcase. I got up that joint and just smashed it. And I was like, oh, all right, so I guess I can do this shit. I never thought I could be any of the cats that I looked at, like Eddie Murphy or Chris Rock, any of them cats. And at the time, I wasn't even looking at Chris Rock like that. Look, it was a couple of cats I just thought were funny as shit. Eddie Murphy was one of them. You couldn't tell me Bernie Mac was not the funniest nigga alive after I seen his joint on Def Jam. And I thought Eddie Griffin was pretty hilarious too in some of his specials. So it was a bunch of folks, especially Martin. All the cats from around the way. Martin, Dave.
Eddie should be bigger. Eddie Griffin, he should be bigger.
Oh, I thought you literally were saying Eddie Murphy should be bigger. I was like, nigga, you want him to be the Lord, nigga. You want that nigga to be the Lord.
Because in his prime, to be like, you didn't want to open or follow Eddie Griffin, man, because he was just so raw. Like, I feel like Eddie Griffin and Cat Williams are very similar in the way they deliver their material, man. They just very, very candid and don't care about how you feel when they're done.
I opened for Eddie before, and that shit was a great experience. He only does a 2-man show, so he doesn't do the host feature hit. He don't do that. It's just you host and feature that joint, and then bring him up, and he takes that joint the rest of the 500 hours he gonna do.
That's a blessing to the man. That's a blessing. Because though I really love stand up, one of the things that I hadn't been able to do is actually see like major stand up comedians perform until recently. Where when I saw Kevin Hart, I expected to see the Plastic Cup Boys. I expected to see them.
Oh, you talking about Spanking in 90?
Yeah, he had I think when he did this, he did the Verizon Center or when he did that, when he had pretty much it was like 4 guys in front of him, and he still had an hour set because he was working on his special at the time. But when we went to go see D-Ray. D-Ray had like 3 people ahead of him, and then we saw DL, and DL also had like 3 people in front of him. And I think when I saw it, I was like, I like the way they line up, because I'm used to the concerts that I go to musicians, and they don't have, like, when I go to the Birchmere, they didn't have opening acts. It's just, you come and eat some dinner, watch these guys perform and go home. There's no opening acts, anything like that. So to get this.
Real quick though, not to interrupt your story, but when you said Birchmere, the first thing I thought of was a pap smear for your butt. Sorry. Sorry to take a perfectly good story and just run it down. My fault.
I expect that
my bad.
Pop up on a show one day.
That's literally what he said Birchmere. I was like, nigga, they doing butt pap smear?
So when I did a show at the pap smear, I did this one show at the pap smear.
The Burt
was a little bit of nothing.
Oh, pap smear for the butt.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is, so to get to see some of the other comedians, it's very interesting because I would see like a D.L. Hewley. He's the type of comedian where if you listen to D.L. Hewley on a regular basis, you can tell he's just constantly working material. Whereas D. Ray Davis, because he's like has stuff for his comedy, then he acts a fool in regular person.
Right.
How do you structure yours? Do you write stuff down and then you work the shit you say in regular conversation and see the reaction, or is it the other way around where you saying stuff on a random and say, damn, that made somebody laugh. I ain't expect it. Let me remember that and see if I can work that into a set.
So I think of crazy shit all the time, dude.
Yes.
So just in everyday existence, I think of crazy shit and I try to write it down, right? And then sometimes I'm self-diagnosed attention deficit. I will tell you this 100,000%. So when I started writing it down, it loses itself in translation. So then I kind of write the skeleton of it out, and then I just write the subject matter out, and then I take that to stages and work it. And as my shit starts to grind out while I'm delivering what I got, it builds and builds and builds, and then I have a fucking, as I call them, buddily tested bits.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just how it works though. Just every day, just either a conversation I've had with somebody may trigger something in this fucked up factory right there, or just sitting around and drinking and watching TV may trigger something in the old fucked warehouse right there.
So the few times we've been in contact with each other, you seem like you always on. And people expect people to be all like comedians, funny people, to always be on.
That's funny.
Are you always on, or is there a time where it's like I'm relaxed? Only reason I ask that is because if I was watching Martin Lawrence and Will Smith do their press run for Bad Boys for Life, right? Martin Lawrence is the accomplished comedian.
He's the chill one.
But during their press run, Martin Lawrence was sitting in the back and just letting Will earn that money that he was making. And so it's curious. It made me curious to wonder how many comedians are like always on, and that's just the way they win people because they become infectious, or if you just sit back and you just studying the crowd to see what people react to.
So this is what I kind of figured out though. Well, personally, I wouldn't say I'm always on. I just like to have fun, right? So people think, oh, okay, so there's certain things that piss me off, right? There's certain things that when somebody brings me into it, like if I go with somebody to a function and they say, oh, he's a comedian, right? It's like they're making an excuse for me or something. Like they can't, like I'm gonna talk shit. Like that's why I became a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Right. A creative motherfucker that is musical makes music, right? That's how it works. You're not a musical person and like, you know what I'll do? Open heart surgery. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's not how it works. Right. Your personality is like, if you don't give a fuck about shit, you a killer. Like that's exactly what you gonna be. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? So if you always a clown around, joning on motherfucker. See, this is how it is in the DMV, dude. There's people like us where we goof off, clown around. There's people like this that will straight joan you out, but also got hands. And then there's folks like my man, your partner right here. He got one of them faces like, go ahead. You one of them go ahead niggas, right? He like, go ahead, nigga. Like you fuck with him. He be like, the first one funny, the second one it ain't that funny. The third one get you punched in the mouth. You see what I'm saying? That first story, he like, second one like, so third one like, go ahead, nigga.
So for the audience, let me, I'm gonna give a little backstory to our introduction to Damo. So when we first meet Damo, he's, you know what I'm saying, we're getting to know him, and we at a function, and Damo, I don't know why, for some reason, Damo out of all and we in like good parties. These aren't like 2-3 people dinner parties. These are like house parties with a pool, you know what I'm saying, a nice deck, good grill, good food, drinks all around, 2 levels, a bunch of people, 40, 50 people in a house party. So that's a bunch of people and a bunch of squares in these parties. For some reason, every time Damo had his sights set on Brian. He had his sights set on Brian. And the funny thing about it is, that as I look at Damo's eyes, because I know Damo and I know how people like Damo are, Damo don't even realize that it's like a recurring thing when he's around. It's like, oh, and it's just a trigger, like, oh, there goes a victim. I'm about to take shots at him. It's not, oh, there goes Brian. I'm gonna keep fucking with Brian. But every time and Brian is exactly like you described him. Brian is the person laid back. He's like, oh, how you got me? Oh, okay, you gonna come at me again? Okay. All right. So I still remember it to this day. It was a birthday party, and we were playing,
I forget where he was at.
We were playing spades. We were sitting at the table, and Brian had on a pair of Patrick Ewings. They were the blue suede Patrick Ewings. And Damo saw these Patrick Ewings, which are a respected shoe in sneakerhead community.
Very respected.
They don't give a fuck about that. All Damo saw was that's a target, and he just shot.
The infrared. He had the infrared on. Yeah.
So I thought it was great. And as me, I'm like, if it was me, I would have kept going. Like I would have kept going either way. If I'm Damo, I'd have kept taking shots at Brian. But if he came at me would have kept. I just felt I'm like, Brian, you gotta no, Damo not gonna stop. And even Toye was like, yo, he not gonna stop. So you better fight back.
Yeah, dude. See, the way my brain works is any room I walk in, I have 10 things. As soon as I walk in the room, I have 10 things in my mind to say about every fucking person in the room. No matter what it is. It's just how my mind works. I'm always, I don't know how to think any other way. I really don't.
I'm like that too. And the reason why is because I got to be prepared for anybody to jump out there.
See? And
I'm not about to figure out some shit on the fly. No. I'm going to say it. It's going to feel like it's on the fly. But like, yo, if this person jump out there, I'm going to fire that up. If this person, anybody in this room can get fired up at any moment. Or I'm going to die trying.
So I know at least 10 things to say about everybody in the room. And I know at least 4 ways to get up out of place too. That's just how my mind is wired, bro. I need to know all exits and all victims at all times. Look, let me tell you something. If somebody busts up in a spot and they start hitting that Al Jazeera, and they about to hit that button, buddy, let me tell you something. I know the fat bitch to throw on top of that motherfucker to absorb the blast, and I know the window to back right out of. Buddy, I got it all figured out. And I know about 3 things to say about that nigga's bomb before he hit that button about how raggedy that nigga's bomb is.
Damo is fat shaming on our podcast. And it's okay.
Is that frowned upon? You guys have an HR department? My bad.
I am, you know what?
My bad.
Ryan is the HR department. He's the HR department.
We let it loose today.
I am not the HR department.
I didn't see the EEO ethics video. My bad. I'll watch that tomorrow.
Yeah, we got to put a workshop together, so you good. It's early. Early.
Nick Cannon. That's all I'm saying. Nick Cannon.
Yeah. Hey. We don't speak on the.
We too small to get canceled.
Yeah. We good.
If you get
shit, it don't matter. They go 2 years back, 3 years back, and come get you. So yeah,
once you get canceled by Anchor, it's a wrap.
Hey, buddy, let me tell you something. I have definitely said a whole bunch of shit on my podcast because there's no HR department in life. So cancel culture can come get it. But while they coming to get it, though, I'm going to blow up while they coming to get it. And then I'm going to catch one of them outside. And I'm going to beat them brakes off of them. And that'll be on TMZ. And then I'll be right back in it.
Hey.
So, as a stand-up comedian, how often do you work new stuff in your sets? Is it a thing? Because I know that people sort of expect comedians to just have like a bunch like people who don't pay attention to like stand-up comedy,
right?
And all they're used to saying is like specials where they see new stuff. They assume that like every comedian just goes night to night with new stuff, and they don't realize that when you play small rooms and gigs, what you're actually doing is like working out new material. Right. So like you have to have that confidence to keep pushing through a bomb. And it's like
some people don't know how.
That separates the greats versus the ones who work a 9 to 5, because the greats understand that process of like, yo, everybody bombed. It's like, what do you do with that bomb? Like, you got to be able to separate. You got to be able to pull the good shit out of the bombs.
if you can.
If
the only good shit you can pull out of a bomb sometimes is your dignity. and that's to get the fuck out of there. Some people don't know how to get off. They just sit there and just take all them bullets and just be like, it was them. They just weren't a good crowd. Like, nah, nigga, that shit was terrible. I heard it too. Those jokes were horrible.
I asked this because Richard Pryor's son,
which one?
Won Apollo, and was terrible.
Which one?
Richard Pryor Jr.
Okay, I know Mason. I don't know
the light skinned one with the afro, who tries to imitate his dad in his set. That
might be Mason then.
Is it?
Yeah, that might be Mason.
Either way, they got shitted on. So, it was bad. It was bad. Like, his material was iffy. But the funny thing is, I thought that he did a solid impression of his father. The problem is, it's like you can't be your father's son and impersonate your father unless the rest of your shit is funny.
That's true.
Whereas I could come out of nowhere and impersonate Richard Pryor and people might love it because there's no expectation on me. So, I hopefully he pulled that out. Like, okay, unless I get the rest of this material good,
right,
or save impersonate my pops until the end, maybe this isn't a good idea. And when the one time that I want y'all bamboozled me to go on stage that one time. Listen.
Hey, you wanted to do it. You wanted to do it. They said
I did want to do it.
Yep, they said there was a Make-A-Wish kid that wanted to.
That's what it felt like. And it's only listen. It's your fault. Because I was comfortable with just being moderately funny guy who ain't doing too much, crack a joke when I can. And you was like, "Oh, you should do this. You should do this." And then y'all was like, "Yeah, go ahead and do it." And then I went up there. It was the most intense thing I ever done in my life. Like, it's like stand.
Wait.
Yes.
Before you get into how it was, let's let Damo was there. Did you see the set? I don't remember if you saw the set, but you came in like after he sat down. You sat down.
He literally came in like 5 minutes before I went on stage.
All right, so you saw the set. Do you remember the set? How did he do objectively as a comedian?
I mean, from what I remember of it, I don't think you did. I don't think you did horrible. I mean, you definitely did. You definitely did like open mic worthy. You know what I'm saying? However, nigga, I've seen people that's been doing that shit 5-10 years that look just like that, and you had just came in. It was like, Make-A-Wish kid. His birthday is a number. Let's get him up here. He wants to do this.
For the record, I didn't write anything.
Lady Eloise. So
everything I said, everything I wrote, anything, all of the like little bits. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that because number one, I don't know how to write comedy. All I know is like, let me give a scenario and then freestyle how I would talk in a regular conversation. I think that's the key. Is knowing how to have a conversation with yourself and anticipate people responding. That was for me. And I noticed, like, when I watch your comedy, one thing I like about your comedy, and it cracks me up, is how you sneak in that add-on. Like, you give them something, but then you give them like a little add-on, like, oh, that was like he's added to the funny. And not every comedian does that. It's like I already have like a successful joke that got over, and then you add something else to it, like, yo, this motherfucker's food.
So what I do, and I try to take people on the shit that happen, like the way I think. So I think of a whole bunch of shit at one time, right? So I'll take somebody, like, set it up, and then I'll go from here all the way over here. And then what I'll do is say something here, motherfuckers is laughing at that. And then what I'll do is I'll bring them right back to where I left them off at, and then take them to the regular joke, and then drop them off. And hopefully they enjoy it. Shit.
So I told
you can't win them all.
I told my girlfriend that I'm like, yo, I'm super excited. I booked Damo to come on the show. I knew she hadn't heard of you yet because she don't really YouTube comedian, so she's white, so she knows like Comedy Central comedians for the most part.
White people love me.
All of them, but the ones she get to see is Comedy Central ones because those are readily available. And
They
if somebody
love me.
tells her, somebody
I say
tells her,
dude a lot.
you would say,
I said they love me. I say dude a lot. Yeah.
so you do. So I made a point. And the thing about it is, the joke that I was so familiar with that I thought was very funny was the you know what I'm saying, the napkin over the drink joke. I thought that was hilarious. But when I watched her, she got the most response for the dollar store joke. And I thought, I'm like, yo, yo, that's comedy. To me, that's like, you don't need to be a $1 million box office selling comedian to be genius in your craft. That set was genius. That bit alone was genius. Where it's like,
I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that you said that it was genius, but first let me know that I was poor. I think it's like you didn't make shit at the box office, nigga, but you are hilarious. Like, hey, you know what? You know, everybody can't be Gucci. Somebody got to be a knockoff. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, niggas wear knockoffs.
Hey, let me tell you something.
There's more niggas wearing knockoffs than they are wearing Gucci.
Let me tell you something. Whatever them the graphic t-shirts you can get from Target, them motherfuckers is just as good as any t-shirt you can get from any place. Hey, them joints off the chain.
Hey,
I got at least 5 of them. And whoever made him is a genius. He ain't a millionaire, but
he might be. You never know.
If he got him in enough targets, but that's not how your setup was with me. You was like, nigga, nigga, I've seen you eat off somebody else's plate before, but you are hilarious.
It don't even got to be a plate.
But yeah, I get sloppy seconds at the Birchmere.
That's me.
I get the booty peppermint. It's my jam.
So since you're not $1 million box office, you're not a household name comedian, but
I'll shoot myself as soon as this is over.
But no. Here's the thing though. You don't need to. You know why? Anytime I mention your name to aspiring comedians, people who've done it, people who are doing it, they know your name.
Oh, that's dope. I never even paid attention to that. That's dope.
So the issue isn't whether or not you are a millionaire or box office. The fact is, like, yo, people who don't book you, they're the ones losing out. Because, like, yo, I'm gonna pause on calling you a legend.
Uh-oh. Don't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
pause on calling you a legend.
I will levitate.
Only because there's no accolades to back it up. And you need accolades to call people legends.
Who does that again?
Get pushback.
What, did you just bring me on this podcast to hurt my feelings? Like, did I do something to you that I don't know?
No, this is actually, it may not be roses, but I'm giving you flowers. It may be.
They say tulips right now, bro.
This nigga
gotta work.
Hey.
Nigga, you can put the roses on my grave after I kill myself after this.
You done took all the sunflower seeds off the sunflower and just like, here you go, my nigga. What is happening right now?
I was like, who do I file a complaint with?
Yeah.
Golly, huh?
I anticipated us going off the rails. What I didn't anticipate would be me causing us to go off the rails.
Hey, nigga, you straight up brought me over here to hurt my feelings, I guess. I think I was like, hey, I don't want to call you a legend because you really don't got shit, but everybody in the street know your name, nigga. And so you're rich with love. Like, oh, well, I did it. I did it.
Obviously, there's a thin line between silver lining and backhanded compliment. And for that, I don't know what to say.
It's like getting backhanded in the face with a silver lining.
Yeah.
What I was building up to is, in your opinion, what's keeping you from taking that next? Oh. What is that next? What is that next step for you, and what's keeping you from that next step?
That was some thunder right there. So first off, I literally I stopped doing it as much, right? So the past few years, I haven't really done it as much. I just decided, you know what I'm saying? I decided if you funny, right? You can always get back to it. The only thing you got to work with is just get back on stage and get your timing together. But banging out jokes is banging out jokes. If you good, you good, right? Like that's when them if you don't use it, you lose it type things is the stage presence, right? So I can get back into it anyway. I took a break and was like, dude, I'd rather be here available for my daughter for life. You know what I'm saying? She's in that age where life is starting to happen. You know what I'm saying? So she's getting older. She's getting more aware of things in life and being in that awkward age where you go from being elementary school kid to starting to be a teenager and shit like that. So it's like, and plus I'm here. I'm gonna be available if she has questions, if she wants a hug, if you just want to come home and talk, if you need help with your homework, I'm sitting right here. I'm chilling. So
because you had, when you were pursuing like heavily, you had moved to New York.
Yeah.
So you definitely had to step away a little bit, at least to come back home, where it's less of a spotlight.
Well, I didn't like New York anyway. I went there because it was close. I didn't like the comedy scene in New York at all. Okay. Some people love it. I'm not a fan of it, and I probably will get some super flack for this, and I don't give two shits. But I will say it because this is my opinion. People who go to New York and thrive either were already the man in their city and already had the connections, or you were not the man in your city and you needed to get with some people and then use their energy, you know what I'm saying, and that motivation to keep up with the Joneses, to keep up.
We call that riding coattails.
Well, not really. I don't know if it's riding coattails as much as you're benefiting from being in that environment. That your creative juices are starting to flow better because you're around creative people.
Yeah. So you're not saying that they were already quality comics and then they got you know what I'm saying, benefit of a spotlight. You're saying they actually got better.
I'm saying that they were okay and went to New York and got better.
Okay. So no, that's not riding coattails.
Yeah, no.
There are something to do though.
Oh, there's dick riders everywhere, man.
There are people
they exist.
There are people who will ride on like, oh, I'm connected to this guy. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to keep my name in the back of his mind, so that if a gig comes open, he can drop my name.
So I went to New York and I had nobody knew who who the fuck am I for real, right? So I went and I had to do, all right, that's cool here in New York. And some and niggas knew me out there, but it's like not when you're trying to get out and get some stage time to just work. You know what I'm saying? And that joint, I wasn't doing that. I just can't. As a grown fucking man, I'm not barking your tickets for you. I'm not telling my friends who I don't have in New York to come to this show. I'm not doing that shit, bro. Like no, that's not how I roll. You supposed to put asses in your own seats, bro. I mean, or if my name will do it, that's great. But for me to just ask my friends and shit like that, that's open mic shit to me. But that's how they want, and that's fine, whatever. I mean, and you asked the question of what's stopping me from getting to the next level is that I don't have that mindset. I can't do it. I refuse to do it. I'm not great at networking. I'm not great at
self-promotion.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that, but after a certain time, and this is real, after a certain time, and people may say whatever they want to say about it, but it's true. After you get to a certain point, when you start burning up motherfuckers, when you open it up for people, you start burning them up, motherfuckers don't want to work with you no more. The true ones do. But the other ones, they ain't trying to do that because they trying to shine. They headlining. It's they spotlight.
Okay. So
won't follow that shit.
It's interesting you said that because one of the comedians who I knew was like an OG as far as comedy, is Bo. Last name?
Oh, Bodacious?
Bodacious.
Yeah, I know Bo.
He wasn't the opener, but he was second to last behind DL.
For DL. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It's Clint, and then Bo. Yeah.
So it's funny because I feel like Bo, you know, clearly DL is another level as far as popularity, but Bo, like you say his name and people who know stand-up comedy, especially in this region. I can't speak outside of the region because I don't travel. but in this region, people know his name. But when I saw, like, cause you know, when you go to, when we went to, I don't know how it is for all the comedians, but when we went to DC Improv, like prior to them performing, we don't know who's going to be the opening acts. So when we saw Clint Coley, I'm like, yo, I didn't even know Clint did stand up, because I know Clint from his skits on Facebook, which are hilarious. So I was already a fan of Clint. But Bo, I've known Bo, we've known Bo's name for 10, 15 years of doing stand up. So I was actually shocked to see Bo was opening for DL. I'm like, damn. I mean, that's a great look. But also like, he could also be, you know what I'm saying, the headliner at a DC Improv on his own. So it's like, you know, it's interesting to see that. But I feel like you said you've done it for Eddie Griffin. I think that's like a perfect fit. But who else do you think would be like a perfect fit for you to be like on a comedy show with? When I think you, I think because I think how we are, like how the DMV view being funny, like there's a different level of authenticity to the DMV's comedy.
I've also opened up for Tony Rock before. That's my guy. Tony Woods, that dude, I love Tony. Like, it don't get no better than Tony as far as I'm concerned. That motherfucker is the king. Tony is a beast. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've been on shows with Tony. Yeah, it's just okay. So, just a quick side note is I saw Tony at Jokes on Us one time.
Okay.
And this was I was still an undergraduate before I started doing comedy. Me and my cousin went, and we went to Jokes on Us, and we was out that joint, and Tony was doing Tony, of course. That joke was crazy. We loved that dude. I was like, man, that motherfucker funny as shit. I was like, dude, that dude has to be the funniest motherfucker on the planet, or whatever. Now, fast forward, me telling jokes and getting strong and everything. I literally sent Tony a text message. This is like a couple years ago. I sent him a text message because I was just pondering about life. Right? I was pondering about life and just be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thankful to be in the position I am with the people I know in comedy, because I used to look at these people like, yo, I thought they was funny, and I still do, and now I'm able to work with them. I can call them or whatever. So I just sent Tony a text. I was like, hey man, it's a privilege that I get this. I get to be able to do this. Thank you. Thanks for just being cool with me, and you know what I'm saying? It's a privilege. That motherfucker sent me a text message back saying, what, am I dying? Literally what he sent me back.
So my story for Tony Woods.
But that's Tony though.
My story for Tony Woods, because I completely agree with you. Def Comedy Jam has had so many comedians, a bunch of them before they even ascended to, you know what I'm saying, greatness. You know, I feel at least 2/3 of the comedians that you know, household names, did Def Comedy Jam when they were still ascending. I don't care what nobody says. Tony Woods had a top 5 set on Def Comedy Jam. The problem is you can't find it anywhere.
Sure you can. I just watched it not long ago.
Tony Woods, his joke about his son and the retarded kids on the school bus bit was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. And I would tell people, my three favorite Def Comedy Jam bits was Bernie Mac's I Ain't Scared of You Motherfuckers.
Classic.
Tony Rush, when he's talking about his girl and the dude smoking weed and hit him he got his girl in line and they holler at his girlfriend. Like, yo, she got a fat ass, dude. And that was one of my favorite ones because I related to that shit. Being an average nigga and couldn't, you know what I'm saying, I'm not about to get jumped for no bitch. and then Tony Woods having his son crack on the retarded kids on the school bus. My 3 favorites. I would tell people about this and they couldn't see it because when they advertised Def Comedy Jam DVDs and shit like that, or the VHS at the time, people never saw it. But what we did was we would record Def Comedy Jam when it came on. So we would have tapes of Def Comedy Jam. So I had it and I would watch it all the time. When I went to RFDs because I used to go there all the time. That's where I actually started building my confidence. So you know what? Like you said, it's a bunch of motherfuckers who would do comedy who aren't funny, but they're consistent, and that's how they do it. And I'm like, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. And one time, I was there on a Thursday night watching the amateurs do it, and who was there? Fucking Tony Woods.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking like, yo, how is he in here and nobody's going fucking bananas? It's Tony fucking Woods. So I go up to him, I'm like, yo, Tony Woods. I said his whole name, not Tony or Mr. Woods. I'm like, yo, Tony Woods. I am a fucking huge fan of yours. That, and mind you, that's the only set I've seen of his at the time. Like I've seen other sets after the fact, but at this moment I was like, yo, I'm a huge fan of yours. And I told him about the joke that I fucking loved. He was like, yeah, man. You know, he's real, he's like real laid back, like, yeah, man, thank you. And I'm like, he let me buy him a drink, and I can't remember 100% because whether it's Grand Marnier, that's his drink. Yep. He let me buy him a drink, and I'm like, yeah, that's one of the most my favorite days breathing air. It's like it ranks for me. I got to buy Tony Woods a fucking shot of Grand Marnier. And I told him that I wanted to do this, and he was like, he literally said, what the fuck you got to lose? And I was like, shit. And then a random month later, I get a phone call like, hey, you want to do stand-up? You got 3 minutes. I'm like, shit, I think I'm funny enough to do 3 minutes. If you can't do 3 minutes of comedy, you suck in life.
You found out how hard that is for real.
I didn't realize that it wasn't 3 minutes. It was actually 5 minutes. Those 2 minutes made a big ass difference.
Shit, 3 minutes is harder than 5.
Hell, you don't know that at the time.
It's hard to get all that shit out in 3 minutes.
And you know what? Because you put the battery, you did a real, you played a big part and put the battery in my back. Because you would say, yo, you're not a civilian. You're not a civilian. You keep acting like a civilian.
Can I get a no homo on that, please?
I'm sorry?
Can I get a no homo on that, please?
Pause, granddad.
The battery?
I don't know what that means in other people's languages. I don't know what that means in other people's language. Somebody might think that, but like battery, and by battery, I mean. Dude.
Let me clear it up. So we were at the Pashmere watching the.
There it is. This is bad.
Put the battery in my back.
I don't want to be here anymore. Thank you. It's been real. See this is the funny thing about Zoom joints though. When you do Zoom comedy, this is how you know if you're not funny. Motherfucker, you see this. you see motherfucker going to the button to cut it off. Motherfucker like.
See that's rude. Because see what you supposed to do, you're supposed to see their shoulder dip. See, watch me, I'll dip under. You see my shoulder go down, and I'll hit it from underneath. I'll hit it.
See,
you see what I did there?
See the straight up disrespect is this part when motherfuckers be like.
The point down.
That's the straight disrespect. That's the straight disrespect. No.
Nah, but. I again, like that's like my favorite thing to tell people. Like I did stand up one time. I wish I had the courage to do it like regularly, but the fact I did it at least once, and you said
you should do it again. You need to do it again.
That was all right.
Hey, bro, look, let me tell you something. Once you do it, if you do it in a group of folks, people clap. And you do it in a group of comedians, and if even one comedian is like, that's all right, bruh. You officially a comic, and stop acting like a civilian.
So I'm talking. So we both experienced my first time. Pause. Big pause. Pause, granddad.
This joint got weird. Hey, B, roll out while you can, bro. It's getting weird.
B ain't going nowhere.
Whoa.
He got you all Epstein and shit.
Let's talk about your first. Like, do you remember your first set? Like,
oh yeah.
Who is Damo Hicks when he first did his first one? Now we're gonna ask you, was it one of those, hey, I'm finally gonna do it, I'm telling all my friends, or was it I'm telling like one motherfucker who I trust to laugh at anything I say, and then I do it?
Oh no, it was a this was an open mic though, so it wasn't. This was at Tacoma Station, like Tacoma Station, jokes on us, like open mic shit like that. So I ain't have to bring anybody. It was already there. Now when we first started, like, so when we first started, matter of fact, I'll tell you who used to go out. It used to be all of us used to run together. Me, Lawrence, Seaton, Eddie B, Lazy, Alex Scott, who else? It was a bunch of us. Greg Stevens. And we used to go to Tacoma Station. Tacoma Station used to be the shit, bro. That joint used to be the shit. And I'm talking about you go there, you got I got my 5 minutes, I'm about to get on stage, and then somebody walk in and you get bumped from what position you had to the next joint. And then Tony Woods come in, you get bumped to another joint. So that's just how it worked. But dude, that joint was all right. I remember that joint like it was my jokes back then they were just weird. They weren't even like they were just weird and like they were funny, but they were just weird. Like when I watch my shit now, as opposed to then, I'd be like, what the fuck was I even talking about?
But did you invite your friends on your first time?
Yeah, I told people come through.
I didn't tell nobody.
Yeah, you don't have to. That's how you know you. Look, let me tell you something. People who bring a bunch of people, those people gonna laugh at you out of obligation.
Right.
That's
especially if you're in a competition. Nah, that ain't how you get a gauge for nothing. If you sit around and you play football and your mom is the only one that tells you good, nigga, you ain't good.
Okay, I agree. So
mom thinks you good, nigga, you're not good.
So for me, literally, the only person that I told was Brian because we were roommates at the time.
My condolences, Brian.
I literally didn't tell.
It's all good.
I literally didn't tell anyone else, and I didn't even do it on purpose. It was subconsciously. I'm like, yo, I'm not letting nobody know because it's one thing if I bomb and I don't know anybody here. I just don't gotta come back to this motherfucker.
You're right. You're absolutely correct.
But the good thing about RFDs, I felt like they treated rookies. They treated them well. Like yo, they'll try to laugh at you even if you're not the most hilarious person.
Oh, they want to laugh. They was there to laugh. They want to laugh. The shows at RFD used to be classics, dude. Until like the end part, and it started to taper off. But them joints used to be classics, dude. It used to be packed all the fucking time, and then you never know who the fuck is coming through. You never know who's coming through.
We went to one where Eddie Bryant did 3 minutes, and then I saw Eddie Bryant again. I saw the same part of that set, but he did 3 minutes and killed that shit, and like
slaughtered it.
Slaughtered. He couldn't be. Then he hosted for Mike Epps maybe even like 2 months later after that, and did part of that bit. Still funny as hell. I still laughed like I laughed at it like the first time I heard it. Like
that joint was was a complete and utter like workout room for comics. So and the crowd knew that they were gonna get some shit that they not gonna be able to pay a gang of dough to see, and that shit I think that shit was fucking free for people.
It was free. Yeah, it was free. Yeah, just tip the bartender.
Yeah,
take care of the bartender.
That's it.
So when you work different, like what do you pull from your sets? When do you feel like the first time you say a joke it gets the best like reaction, the most genuine reaction, or is it like over time, like, yo, if you saw my joke and it was funny, that means I done say that shit 20 times already, and you seeing a closer to finished product.
So I don't know how other comics do it, but me personally, I write my shit out, and then if I go and if I have it like I know every joke I write, I'm like, all right, this is all right. This is all right, because I won't if I don't think it's funny, it ain't coming out the book. You see what I'm saying? So I work it a couple times, and if I hit it, like if that joint hits the first time, that motherfucker's gold. That's what I put it as. I'll be like, this one is golden. And then other ones I'll work on it and add to it and work on it. And sometimes I've taken 2 bits that I just was like, I don't know what the fuck to do with them, and I put them shits together. And then that motherfucker becomes
even bigger
becomes
joke.
gold. So the ones that I had that I worked on that has made it like it's funny every single time, I call those Buddy Lee tested jokes. Anything else is just is work. Just you know what I'm saying, just regular bits that I'm working on.
So when do you know, okay, let me retire a joke, regardless of whether that is funny? When do you retire a joke? Reason I ask because
when I get tired of it.
Okay, well, sometimes shit get dated. Like for instance, the one time I went, I thought I had some stuff that's funny, but I said it when I was 25. So at 25, I can talk about a girl who's 20 and going to college.
You can still do it.
I can't talk about it because of the way I said it. I can't be 37 and talk about a girl going to school in the morning. That shit sound real pedophilish.
Sure you can. All you have to do is put people in the time machine and be like, back when I was in college, then that's how you do it. Simple.
More genius.
Simple.
Yeah, you just set the premise up.
What I do is a bunch of, with a lot of my jokes, like I have a joke I've been doing. I've been trying to get rid of this joke. I have an O.J. Simpson joke. And they won't stop. They would not stop bringing this motherfucker up. They made document, like it was like every 3 months. Last year or the year before, they came out with a new documentary about OJ. I was like, nigga, I can't get rid of it. I was like, the Lord does not want me to get rid of this.
Keep right on it.
I was like,
now
this joint
on Instagram.
So he's on Instagram. He's on Twitter. Yeah,
Twitter,
his Twitter is fire. I didn't know he was on Instagram.
His Twitter is shit. His Twitter is pure shit. OJ don't type shit. All his Twitter shit is this right here. Just a bunch of videos. He be like, I just bought some isotoners. What you think about Cam Newton? # did that shit. Like, nigga, shut up. You're supposed to type all of it. They don't even know how to type the shit. That's because he don't want his fingerprints to be all over the joint just in case somebody swiped that phone again. They were like, yeah, nigga, I knew it. I got your ass again.
You didn't wear them gloves that time.
See that? And that could have been a bit. Pow, 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 pow.
There we go.
Hey, Brian, he must not know me very well. That's a clip.
Absolutely.
That's a promo clip.
Do it. Do it. Also put in all the times where you were like, nigga, you funny. Broke as fuck though.
So how many times have you done Magoobies? Plenty of times.
Yeah. I consider that my home club. Even though I'm from the DMV proper, which people don't know. A lot of people who aren't from the actual DMV don't know what the fuck. They keep saying Baltimore is part of the DMV. The fuck it is. Niggas from around the way know that the DMV is every place the metro touch.
All right.
If the metro don't touch it, it ain't the DMV.
Let's talk about this real quick.
Facts.
Because we've had this conversation. You know how I decide whether that's DMV or not. It has nothing to do with the metro.
Has everything to do with the metro.
To me, it's like if when you tell me where you live and I say, shit, that's a hike, you probably ain't from the DMV. From the metro. Because there's some places the metro can get you that I don't consider the DMV. Nigga, if you live in Tyson's Corner, there's a metro there now. That ain't the DMV. You know why? Shit, that's a hike.
Is it though?
It's not that bad.
If they put a metro to get you to water, is it now the DMV?
No. There's no. You can't add on to it. There's no add-ons.
You want to know why? That's a hike.
Nigga, Waldorf is every bit of it. That shit is like. That shit is. Let me tell you something. Waldorf is like prison. That joint is one way in, one way out. You got to. That joint is.
You know what? The real talk. Let me tell you why I don't like Waldorf. I love the people in Waldorf. I don't like Waldorf. You know why? It's too many one-lane roads and a bunch of old people who drive there. So you get stuck driving behind people.
So Waldorf was like, that joint was not supposed to be as developed as it is now. So they done built it up and then was like, oh yeah, fuck these roads. Let them figure it out. Because somebody in Waldorf is like pocketing that money. They got all this urban development money. They like this.
Waldorf.
They was like, should we put a bus down here? Fuck
If it's not official yet, Waldorf will be the next PG County.
It already
Motherfuckers
is.
migrated from
I'm about to
DC.
say that joint is already
is.
Motherfuckers migrated
real
from
estate
DC
agent was like, you don't want to go to
PG.
Waldorf? Like,
I'm telling you, people migrate from DC to PG. From PG, if you're not going to Montgomery County like Germantown, you're going to Waldorf.
Yep.
That's like when you work for that house in Waldorf, or they just built me a house in Waldorf. Like, like you feel a little extra bougie if you got Waldorf over for you.
Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, the only reason you're gonna get a little bit extra is because she knows she's spending the night. It's like you can't.
That Uber too much for
Ain't nobody trying to come all the way out there and have to turn back around and go back.
That Uber is different when it's the Waldorf.
She like, look, a young come visit you out that joint. She got a washcloth, a towel, a travel toothbrush, and her passport.
Hey, look.
Extra underwear.
All facts. All facts.
Hey, look, Waldorf is where you go to spend the night.
Yeah.
So
unless you in Clinton or something, and then that ain't shit.
So I spoke to you a little earlier, and we were talking about the D&B comedy scene, and this I think is connected because I felt like there are enough go-to spots to go see stand-up comedy like in the DMV area. Like a lot of my friends who do stand-up, you know, their comedy sets are like an hour away. So I can't be at work and then get off work and then catch your show.
It's not like that no more though. It used to be, but it's not like that no more. Like I used to get all my work in Baltimore. Facts. So everybody is so that the thing about it is everybody who in Baltimore always thought I was a Baltimore comic, and I'm not. But I used to always be out there. So like you used to have spots like, of course, you used to have like Martinis and LOL and those joints initially, and like there was a spot Tucker's. They used to have some stuff, but it's blown now. There's a bunch of stuff out there now. Now you can go to the DC Draft House. Yep, there's a spot called Solly's that does stuff. Wonderland Ballroom does some stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
There's a spot called Beer Baron. They do stuff. They got to set up like a stage and everything. I think they used to do weekly joints. What else? And I'm probably forgetting a bunch of stuff, but there's a bunch of they literally just had a DC Comedy Festival a few years ago, and I think they were gonna do it this year, but it got all like smothered out because of COVID and shit. Yeah, but I think that's dope. They didn't have that before when I was coming up in the scene. So I mean, I think it's growing. I think it's growing, and I think I like the amount of publicity that it's getting because Kevin Hart bought his show that what is it, Heart of the City? He bought that shit here. He bought that shit here. RFD, matter of fact, RFD used to be a spot.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to RFD, yo.
Yeah. That joint was a banger. I wish they would start another RFD type joint up. I would go to that shit every day. I would find a way to get out the house and go to that shit. At least once a week I would go. That joint. I mean, but people throw like one-off shows too in the city a lot. Like you can always find something to get into.
RFD stopping their Thursday open mic. Do you think that was on the comedians, like the host, or do you think it was the restaurant who put it into it?
Oh, it was the restaurant. The whole thing closed.
Oh, they closed the whole restaurant?
Yeah. The whole place is the whole place is gone.
I wasn't aware that, you know.
That was just that was the first step. The rest of it just. Yep.
Okay.
What was the host name? I forget now. I don't want to disrespect him. Ralph
Cooper.
Salute to Ralph Cooper. Yeah, he put on a damn good show, bro.
He's like I feel like you got stand-up comedians, but hosts, like a good host, needs to be recognized just as much as stand-up comedian. Ralph Cooper as a host, man, I thought like you wouldn't know that people coming in for free. Like the way he treated everybody was great. He would like have conversations with people he didn't know. And one thing about him, he remembered faces. Like that's not normal. Like you could come in there like flash in, and he can look at you like, I've seen you before. I know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I thought that was really dope about Ralph. Ralph was real. He's a real genuine. And to be honest, he's actually very funny too. And that's a good host.
Shout out to the homie. Yeah, Ralph Cooper is a cool guy, man. That's where I met him at. I met him. I think I met him there. Or I might have. Yeah, I met him there. And we just been cool ever since. He been on the podcast. He
salute down, man.
We done chopped it up.
Speaking of the podcast, wine bottles and washcloths.
Hey, I saw you pour the bottle too. I was like, very impressive, young son.
This wasn't on accident. I got Hennessy too, but this is
right. You could have had Hennessy, but you chose. Look. Merch, cop it, bam, out here and down. I rock. Look.
You should have been. Listen, you should have been positioned better. So they. Hold on. You got the pillow. Hey, Brian. Time out.
Hold up. Hey, and my podcast goes right now. Podcast.
We need a pillow. I want a pillow.
Brian.
We
need pillows. Yeah,
we need a pillow.
Yeah, we need a pillow.
We need a pillow.
We gotta catch up.
We got the merch, but we don't got a pillow.
Damn it.
Yeah. Hey.
Wait. Now,
that's gonna be my next drink. That's gonna be my next drink. One of them.
I'm gonna give you props for now, but if I see that pillow on Wayfair, I'm snitching.
Hey, you ain't gonna see it on Wayfair. You can see it on the website, which is winebottlesandwashcloth.com. Along with get your girl a bathing suit. We got them too. We want to be all on they tits. And okay, sorry. I'm about to make a whole song about it. But yeah, no, I mean.
And I will use it. Listen. I love Damo Hicks. I love wine bottles and washcloths. But here's the thing: everything that happens here is my IP. Goddamn
I love it. I love it. It's cool as long as I can go back and watch it.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna put this in my suicide note later on tonight.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's called a callback.
He gets it.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot. And you've probably done this a million times, probably answered this question a million times. What's your top 5? Don't ask. You already know what I'm talking about. What's your top 5?
Comedians. Living and or dead, or all of the above?
All of the above.
Top 5 is rough.
Brian, should I do him a favor and tell him not to rank it, or do we put his feet to the fire?
Oh, I'm never gonna put it in any particular order. That's how you set yourself up for failure. I'm too smart for that.
No order.
Yeah. So Eddie Murphy goes. He's in there. He's in there for me. Okay. Bernie is there for me. I don't care. He's there for me. George Carlin is there for me. I am I'm a Seinfeld fan just because some people don't think he's that funny, but the way that motherfucker controls a crowd is spectacular. I love it.
I used to despise Seinfeld. It's fucked up. I used to despise Seinfeld because I judged his stand-up based on the stand-up he would do on his TV show. As a 37-year-old watching Seinfeld stuff now, he's not terrible. He's definitely a craftsman.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think he's definitely not. He won't get mentioned in my list, but I have no problem with people listening.
And I will also Patrice.
That's fine.
So let's pause right there for a second. Patrice O'Neal, because I find it interesting that a lot of comedians will list Patrice O'Neal in their top 5, top 10. They'll mention him, whether or not they rank him in their top 5, top 10. They'll make sure they mention his name. So, why is Patrice O'Neal in your top 5?
Patrice is a banger, dude. That motherfucker. I ain't never seen nobody start a joke and then hit the fuck out of a joke so many times. That motherfucker gets every single laugh out of each bit. Every single piece of a laugh. I watched that motherfucker's joint and was like, yo, this joint is crazy. And I mean, see, there's others that I would also put in as well. Tony Woods, Dave Chappelle, they got to be in there. They got to. But you only gave me 5, so I can't put them all as like 1A, 2, you know what I'm saying, 1A, B, C, D, E, F, because that's how I would do it, for real. Because folks that transition, when they transcend time and space with their shit, like Dave Chappelle right now, that motherfucker's unstoppable, bro. These past couple of specials he done put out, them joints have been, I'm talking about fucking classics, dude. There's no way you could think anything else. And he been putting them out just back to back to back to back to back to back to back. He a beast. He a beast. Tony a beast. You know Tony gonna be in if I could, I'm talking about I would do 5, A, B, C, all that. But Patrice, he squeezes every ounce of your laughter out of you. And I love that about him.
So no, I don't like to, you know what I'm saying, put people in an awkward position. But when I ask black people about their favorite comedians, naturally, black comedians will be on their list very high. Mm-hmm. One of our episodes, I can't remember which episode it was, we did a ranking. And a lot of this is how I know, this is why I like to talk to comedians about comedy, because you pay attention to the world of comedy versus who's popping, you know, because who's popping will lead you down a path of, you know what I'm saying, no return, because you just think, oh, that person is just the greatest thing ever. And you don't realize they just get in that spot because they working with other people.
Right.
But for me, I love stand-up. So Bill Burr is in my top 10.
Beast. Yeah.
The pushback that I received for having Bill Burr in my top 10 was crazy. And
Those people are idiots. Those people are idiots.
Because for me, I'm like, listen, Bill Burr, I think I had him ranked number 7 in my top 25.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's respectable.
I had him number 7 in my top 25. Don't quote me on that just yet. But because when people talk stand-up comedy, just if you ask people because they don't want to get judged, they'll immediately throw out Eddie Murphy. They'll throw Richard Pryor. And Richard Pryor was not my number 1 stand-up comedian. And
he's funny, but he's in my top 10. He's not in my top.
He's in my top 10, but he's not my number 1. And the reason was because I feel like relatability should matter. Like if you are my age or younger, and you tell me Richard Pryor is in your top 3, you need to recite some shit to prove to me that you really like. If somebody's in your top 5, you need to recite some shit. Mm-hmm. If you get top 10, top 15, then maybe you can say, oh, I can point you to a funny special or something. But top 5, that means motherfuckers got jokes that you can fire off the hip. Like, yo, he said this, and this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be able to quote him. I can't quote any Richard Pryor bits. I know he's funny as hell, so he's in my top 10. And because I respect the craft, you know what I'm saying? But people get influenced by other people's not their opinion, but their reaction to your list.
Right.
And I think it's dope that you mentioned a guy like Tony Woods, where it's like he's not world renowned, but because you know comedy, because you've watched the table. Bruh. You can say Tony Woods is in your top 5, whether it's top 5 A, B, C, or D.
I can say that because Tony Woods, pound for pound, right? I have seen. Okay, first off, Dave Chappelle won the Mark Twain Award. Who was his first shout out next to his mama? Tony Woods.
Say no more.
Look, I was at the Comedy Cellar in New York with Tony Woods, just hanging out. We went to the Cellar Underground, which is another club that the Comedy Cellar owns. Went to this joint. As soon as Sarah Silverman got off stage, she was like, Tony! Ran straight from the stage and dove on him. Facts. Secondly, we were sitting in the Comedy Cellar upstairs just chilling. Louis C.K. was in there, and that Joker. We were sitting. No, we were sitting there. Me and Tony was talking. We was downstairs, waiting, and Louis C.K. came downstairs, and Tony was like, he was talking to me. He was like, oh, okay, here comes Louis. That Joker went right over. He was like, Tony, I was literally just talking to my kids about you. These are so. If you ever go with Tony Woods anywhere, like New York, especially New York, everyone knows Tony Woods. Everyone loves Tony Woods. This just what it is. Everyone. So if you can't take a person like that just because he's not the on Kevin Hart's status or anything like that, that Joker overseas that dude's a monster.
Because because they don't have they're not connected to the popularity. They connect to the funny.
Every comic that I know that I've seen, and I've seen this with my own eyes, they all love that dude. They all love him because that motherfucker is just that good.
So secondly, well, actually it's third. The first aspect is when the closer to the top spot that I mentioned, a white person, which is Bill Burr. Like some people would name George Carlin. I like George Carlin. Here's the funny thing about me. You know who I look at when I see George Carlin? I don't think stand-up comedian. I think the conductor off of, you know what I'm saying?
The nigga from Bill and Ted's. Oh, I thought you were talking about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
No, he was the conductor. That's my first experience with George Carlin.
Oh.
But I'm not going to say that I don't take that away from his funny. I'm saying that's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, yo, I remember him with the fucking hat on. Like, yo, that's George Carlin. But Bill Burr is the funniest white dude to me. But
Bill Burr is funny.
When I hear people, if I ask, number one, when I ask a bunch of people, we asked a lot of people, yo, who's your top 25? A lot of responses was, damn, I can't name 25 stand-up comedians. I immediately, yes, this happened. I can't name 25 stand-up comedians. Like how old are you?
Maybe if they have a brain fart or something, but you can literally just watch a few episodes of Def Jam and
I can name 25 without even ranking them, just not even thinking. So I was like, yo, you can't name 25. So when they name them, of course they're gonna name off the household names. So white comedians won't come to the list until after they name all the black people. But what I found out interesting is like after the white folk, is then they'll start naming the females. Myself, I only have 2 females in my top 25.
That's interesting.
Samore is in my top 25, and Monique is in my top 25. Monique, I feel like over the last 10 years, people have sort of forgotten who Monique is. But when around the time when Queens of Comedy came out, she was the funniest person, the funniest female, in my opinion, when it came to the females. Monique she's just a powerhouse. The way she talks to you, she has a comfort level. She makes you feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Now,
I'm a Wanda Sykes fan.
I think Sarah Stillman is one of the funniest female comedians of all time.
Wanda Sykes is one of the funniest motherfuckers ever.
Wanda Sykes is definitely one of the funniest motherfuckers.
Yeah, have you ever watched her show? Like the first show she had when she, straight before she came out or whatever? That joint was hilarious. And there was no,
out what?
It came out, I don't remember when it came out. It came out maybe late 90s.
Okay.
Wanda Sykes is a
beast. That joint was hilarious.
So at some point, I'm gonna stretch my 25 to 100. The problem is a lot of our listeners are like sports fanatics, so they don't really give a fuck about like once we list a bunch of comedians, they're like, I know, like, I want to see. They basically want to see where I'm gonna rank Richard Pryor, where I'm gonna rank, or who I'm gonna rank higher between Kevin Hart and Cat Williams. You know, they care about the clickbait shit. They don't really care about the meat of the pause.
Yeah, you've been doing it.
Pause.
I can't accept it anymore. It's just now I just know that's just you.
One of the rules.
That's just you now.
As long as there's no space between pause.
Yeah, but here's the thing. How many
accept it?
Right. So I mean, how many times are you gonna mess up doing the same thing
I didn't
Your
wait.
girlfriend
If
say
it's
say
a
my
common,
bad. How many times can you say my bad before people are like, man, nigga, that's just how you are?
if it's a common turn of phrase, you gotta accept it.
I feel like you do this all the time now. Like now, I don't know you. I don't know you any different now. Now I've just accepted that that's your lifestyle. And
would you love me any less if I was?
Yes.
Okay. I appreciate the honesty. So listen, I gotta make you. So for the record, for the rest of this podcast, I'm not gonna avoid the nice bright ring I have. I'm gonna look in your eyes now. Now here's the thing. What's weirder? Somebody looking in your eyes?
Well, it's all scary now.
Wait, somebody looking in your eyes, because that's a sign of respect to look you in your eyes when you talk. Or do you want me to look at your mouth when you talk? Pause.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Yeah, I'm lost too. Yeah. Yeah, this is going into uncharted territory at this point.
Cop the merch.
It's
Show the pillow. Show the pillow. Listen.
Yeah.
I don't do jealousy or envy, because God gonna give me what He gonna give me. But God damn it, I want a fucking pillow. I'm getting the pillow. I can't wait. That's the next mission. The pillow.
It looks just like that.
I'm getting the pillow. I'm getting the pillow. And for the record, Brian, I like one thing when we're actually on the ride up and I'm in my car, you see the Merlin Turpin's cover on my head.
I saw those.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get one of those.
We gotta get the headrest. Yeah, now we gotta get one of those.
I'm gonna take listen. For the record, this is a black artist who painted all three of these. I know this guy personally. He painted all three of these. Fuck all that. I'm gonna put a Merlin Turpin's banner up here. I'm gonna put the 2001 National Championship banner right here. So the next time y'all see me on this podcast, I'm gonna be representing for my Terps, because he did the Bulldogs joint.
Well,
I didn't go to Merlin though. I didn't go to college.
Well, that takes away from the whole thing, then.
Listen, if I had a GPA, I would have went. I didn't have a GPA. Yeah, I was busy thinking about becoming a podcaster in 20 years. You don't need a GPA. You don't need a 3.0 GPA to be a podcaster.
You don't need it, dude. You apparently had a GPA of thinking outside the box and into the future. You are a wizard, sir. You are a wizard. I did not even know podcast was a thing 20, 30 years ago, but goddamn it, you, sir.
It was something.
Are a goddamn wizard.
It was a blog. He was a blogger. If you are a podcaster who saw video, you were probably blogging then.
Yep, blogging turned into vlogging. Vlogging turned into
potty.
Vine.
Did you do it for the Vine? Paul.
God damn it! This is bad. It just won't stop. It won't stop. This is habitual. Now I just want to get an intervention started.
I am habitual. I won't lie to you. I am habitual.
Let me see if I can get somebody that you know on the phone, and we can just have an intervention right now.
It needs to be at least C cup though. If it ain't C cup, it can't help me. They can't help me if they're not C cup.
I'm gonna see if I can get somebody like an old relative. Who's the oldest relative you got alive?
Shit, we're not gonna count grandma.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. They be like, see,
grandma hold up, grandma devout Christian. She one of those types that won't be on camera because she feel like the devil trying to steal a soul. So
that's all right. She ain't got to be on camera. She just needs to hear what's happening.
Shit. Grandma got like 2 minutes. She heard Damo Hicks. She gonna like nah.
She gonna be like, oh, I'm moist again, and then
Damo, I'm out. Like, her kid giving my uncle gonna be like, what? Damo Hicks? I know that nigga. Nah, I'm like, wait, you say nigga? Like, I said nigga then.
She gonna be like, it ain't rained in this desert in over 50 years.
You was generous with that 50.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen,
I don't know.
Old as dirt is an insult to dirt.
Well, wow. God,
I love my grandmama. My grandma, listen, you know what? Be honest with you, who really knows how old that grandmama is?
I do.
You know how old your grandmother is?
Yeah.
Who snitched?
She did.
Oh. She must have hit a milestone in one of that specific birthday. Yo, my grandmama ain't telling you how old she is. She won't tell you what year she born. None of that shit. I got two. Listen, I'm blessed to have two living grandmothers.
You got to run up on her, take her purse, look at her driver's license.
Driver's license? I wouldn't. I hope they're not driving.
No, that doesn't mean they ain't got no license. They still gotta have ID.
How old is your grandmother? You have two living or one living?
I got one.
How old is she?
89.
89. What about you, Brian?
Both my grandparents are deceased.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Do you know how old they are in the past? Do you know how old they are?
When my father's mother died, she was 84. And when my mom's died, she was 36. So
you need the 36-year-old. That's sad that she died young.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you probably didn't know how old your 84-year-old grandmother was until you read that shit.
Until I saw their obituary. Yeah.
Until you read the pamphlet.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't know how old my mother is, and it's fucked up because listen, I'm dead ass. You know why? Because at a young, listen, I got 4 grandmothers because you know what I'm saying. I count my step grandmothers. I had 4 of those. I have like 30 cousins, first cousins. So I'm like, yo, I'm not about to remember all you motherfuckers' birthday.
Nigga, you are the worst family member in the history.
Hell yeah.
I thought I was bad.
No.
I thought I was bad.
Not the first. Listen.
You are the worst family member of all time.
I'm the second worst. The first worst. The worst one is the one who act like it. I'm not the worst because I tell you like this. Listen, when somebody say happy birthday, I'm like, oh shit, happy birthday. I celebrate with you. Now, I won't be the person to initiate most of these motherfuckers. It's too many people.
You should.
It's too much pressure. To remember people's birthday, it's too much pressure because you got your family, then you got your friends, then you got the old people. It's too many people to remember.
You absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
So here's the thing. If you on Facebook and you have put in a fake birthday and I tell you happy birthday on that day, motherfucker, that's your birthday to me. I don't give a fuck what your real birthday is.
Don't get mad.
Don't get mad. Bitch, you shouldn't have lied.
Nobody has time to go research this shit.
And it's always a female. Bitch, you too basic to be lying about your birthday. The nigga that's stalking you, you should have gave him some pussy anyway. You should have gave him some pussy.
The problem with it is the fact that you want people on Facebook to say happy birthday to you. That's where you lost it right there. And you lied on there because you really think that Facebook is real.
Whoa.
And you was like, oh, I'm gonna lie on here because I don't want people, the real people, to know my real age. Ain't nobody on Facebook real.
Fuck that.
You know my age is on Facebook. My age on Facebook is like 100.
So Damo, you don't like people wishing you happy birthday on Facebook?
I don't really care either way.
So, okay, I don't care. If you never wish me happy birthday, I don't care. If I've never wished you happy birthday, I don't care. But I'm petty. So when your birthday comes, I look and see if you wish me happy birthday. If you wish me happy birthday and if you consistently wish me happy birthday, then I'll wish you one. Or I'll wish you a belated.
I will do a belated. I do belated.
You do belated?
I fly in very well with that. I'm like habitual belated.
You ever met a motherfucker who don't appreciate belated happy birthdays?
Yeah. They be like, oh, it was yesterday. Like, yeah, nigga, I said belated. Yeah.
That's what the belated is for. That belated is basically saying, bitch, I missed your birthday. Be appreciative that I'm at least saying happy birthday after the fact. Because I could have not said anything at all.
Somebody out there wished you dead on your birthday. It could always be worse.
Hey, pause for a second. That is the difference. What you just witnessed right there, you witnessed the difference between a nigga that's humorous from a stand-up comedian. That's the difference. If you never knew the difference, if you thinking you are a stand-up comedian or you just a nigga that's you're funny sometimes. That's the difference. I'm a nigga that's you're funny sometimes. Damo Hicks, professional comedian.
And that's
in a nutshell. Pause.
No, that one you don't have to pause that one. Now you're just throwing them out there hoping you catch you doing a catch all. Yeah. You had to do it for that one. You didn't have to do that.
Motherfucker may think, you know what I'm saying, nutshell is ball sack. Pause.
Hey look. Why does nigga Brian look like he in the air tonight video? Like, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. But like they're doing a commercial for Uber drivers though. Look at him.
Brian don't have a light on in his car.
All you see is just street lights going by. In the air tonight. Oh Lord.
Where your light at, Brian? Oh, Brian don't have his mic on right now. Brian's muted.
Brian background looked like he looked like old. Was it when was it when Doughboy was about to go shoot the niggas that shot Ricky?
Except, let me out, though.
Yeah.
Let me out, though.
Like y'all just go he doing some mean driving maneuvering though. Like his driving mannerisms are off the hook.
Every time Brian has a muted mic, I think that his fiance is like on his shit.
Yelling at him?
Yeah. I'm just being honest with you.
Look.
I'm pretty sure anytime my mic is muted, somebody is probably thinking my son is ripping and running or making some noise and shit.
He turned the camera off too.
The fucked up part is the way Zoom works is they focus the camera. Whoever when this recording comes out, they only going to show whoever's talking. So the fact that Brian's not talking, they won't be able to see this shit.
Oh,
but
that's funny.
Right now, all we see is the cube. We see a cube for Brian. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. All right, so
that shit is funny.
What is Damo? You don't have no upcoming gigs coming up. But what's the next step for Damo?
I can't.
What do you want to see next in Damo's career?
If I can flip the podcast into something, that's literally what I'm trying to do right now.
Let's talk about your podcast.
I want to flip the podcast into something.
Because I'm lucky that not only do I have a relationship with you and know you, I also, you just randomly out of nowhere had a podcast with Terrence, and man, I know Terrence as well.
Yeah, that's the co-host with the most. That's my guy. Me, him, and my other homeboy, who's a comedian, Marcus Brown.
Other than the dope ass pillow, why should my audience migrate to Washing Wine Bottles and Washcloths podcast?
Why? Oh, because nigga, if you in your car or you at work and you trying to escape from the regular humdrum nonsense that is on either the radio or the shit that people are doing at work, and you just want to just zone the fuck out and listen to some crazy ass shit. That's it. Like, that's what we do. We talk about the topics, but then it's like my shit, Marcus's shit, and then Terrence is like the normal one. So he's the one that reels us in. Yeah, he's the one that reels us in. Sometimes I can convert Terrence over into thinking on the dark side, but like we had our very first episode, we did a thing where we was like, it was like, where would you rather be? Would you rather be heaven or hell? What would you pick? But that was, I'm paraphrasing, but that was the subject, kind of something like that. Marcus, my boy, he was like, oh, I want to go. He said, I want to go to heaven. I think it'd be a great place. I can't wait to go. Me, I was like, oh, I'm going to hell. I want to go there. And then he was like, why? I was like, nigga, think about it. Everything that they say sending you to hell is all the fun shit. I want to be there. I want to get wasted. I want prostitutes. I want everything. Gangster hip hop music, everything is where the fun is. I ain't trying to be up.
Here's the problem, though.
Upstairs.
Here's the
I ain't trying
problem,
to be up on no fucking cloud listening to Kurt Franklin
here's
and
the
family all
problem, though.
goddamn day.
When you go to hell and you get those prostitutes, all those prostitutes are burning.
Guess what? Me too at that point. Who cares? It's a win-win for all parties involved. It's the whole point. Yay!
Hey, listen. Who better to have? Who better to fuck when you got gonorrhea? Is another bitch with gonorrhea.
We ain't got to worry about who gave what to what. Like, I probably did. I don't know. It seems to burn a lot when I pee down here. Yeah, I don't want to be nowhere with all them holier than thou's listening to.
Haven't seemed like pressure, don't it? It seems like pressure.
That joint seems like a waiting room at a fucking doctor's office.
It feel like pressure.
All the PC magazines, all the PC music, all the movies gonna say Mickey Flick instead of the good shit. I don't want none of that, man.
It's gonna sound like a Friday on BET.
Yeah, it's weak. Nobody want all that.
Mother flipper.
Yeah, mother trucker. I don't want none of that. I want the full thing. Give it here. I've come to the matter of fact, as soon as I get there, I'm gonna apply for a job.
Okay.
I want to drive the bus.
So since you did Heaven and Hell, one thing we do on the ride up is we do either or. And normally I hit Brian with either ors. I'm gonna hit you with either ors.
Hit me.
All right, so we're gonna start off with a small one.
Matter of fact, hit me with a couple of them. Hit me with a couple of them, and then
absolutely. Since it's wine bottles and washcloths,
great.
White or red?
Red.
Are you saying that because that's on your banner, or because you?
I'm saying it because I prefer red wine over white wine.
Okay. Okay. Big ass or big titties?
I'm a butt guy.
Now, I'm gonna pause on this because I used to be an ass guy too, but the only reason I was an ass guy is because bitch was getting boob jobs. Now they get ass jobs. So that's the follow-up.
You can tell the difference. You can tell the difference.
What's more preferable, an ass job or a boob job?
Do I have to pick one? Because I'd prefer either one. Like, I don't mind if she's part of the itty bitty titty committee, my friend. Like, it's all good for me.
Yeah, but have you seen some of these ass jobs though?
Oh, I don't want that at all. So I guess I would have to take boob job over that. Then. I would have to.
Wu-Tang Clan or Tribe Called Quest?
Tribe Called Quest. See how I said it with no hesitation? Try to put you in a different
Kevin
vibe.
Hart or Cat Williams?
Kevin Hart. I can't stand Cat Williams. Facts.
Dive into that. I need you to dive into that a little bit. How can you not stand Cat Williams?
Okay, so here's the thing, right?
Is it because he's a hater?
No, it's because when he was on BET as Cat in the Hat, he wasn't really that funny and nobody paid attention to him. He got into Friday After Next and became Money Mike, and then he took that Money Mike character, and now he's got I'm Pimp Chronicles and all of it. Then he started doing all that stuff. You're a character, friend. You're a character.
Okay. Ari Spears.
Not a fan of him either. So I don't even know what the second one is, but I'll take that one.
Sheesh. Really?
Yeah, that dude's an asshole.
Okay. Then I'm gonna take Ari. God damn! I don't want it to be easy.
Right.
This not a slut walk here. Okay. Damn, really?
Yeah, guy's an asshole.
Okay. You don't think he's funny?
No.
Okay. You threw me for a loop there. I thought you would like Ari Spears.
Hey man, I'm glad that I could be the monkey wrench in this system.
Okay.
And you see, this is why people should listen to the podcast. I ain't your average Joe. My shit is gonna be somewhere completely left field, even though that was my right.
If you could perform in LA or New York.
LA. I love LA better than I love the LA scene better than New York.
I didn't get to finish.
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
But in New York, you at Madison Square.
Yeah, I'm LA still.
Really?
I like LA. I love the LA scene. I just do.
But Madison Square is like the ultimate look, though, isn't that?
Yeah, but it's still New York people there. which is the same.
People travel to go to Madison Square.
Not for a comedy show that they know would probably end up coming to their city or somewhere close. That's just not how tours work. There's never just one date only. Get here or not.
If you got a call, like a casting call, would you be on a TV show or a movie?
Now we're talking. Okay, so what's the specifics?
Check's the same. Whether it's one movie or whatever you do on that sitcom.
The check is exactly the same?
Yep.
I'm gonna take the sitcom.
The sitcom. Why?
Because the payouts aren't going to be one lump sum like it would be with a movie. The payouts are going to come. I'm pretty sure you get paid after the episodes. So if they could give it to me as the episode was a film, like every time I film, or maybe it is a lump sum. I get paid a lump sum for 10 episodes, or I don't know. I guess I would take I'll take the. See, that's the thing. It's hard because for a TV show to have movie money, that joint got to be.
Well, there's no guarantee that it's movie money. You just getting the same one way or the other. Now, reason why I asked that, because I see, this is why I came up with it. This is why I thought of this one. It's because I see some actors who will all they do is TV. And it's like they very rarely do movies. And it's like, you gotta be, you know what I'm saying, it gotta be a psychological thing. Like, you know what, I'm comfortable with doing TV shows.
Yeah, but look where movie stars are going full circle now. Angela Bassett, she on TV.
But if Angela Bassett wasn't a movie star, would she draw the same attention to TV shows like that 911 TV show?
I don't know. Which Collar did the same thing. Ray Liotta did the same thing. Jennifer Lopez did the same thing. I mean, I think people are like, it's a steady check.
I think people are saying content is content, and they try to get, paycheck.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. For me,
it's a different.
I would take a
media.
if you gave me the option of, if the money's the same, I would take a TV show over the movie, only because I think I have a better shot of being seen over and over again on a TV show versus a movie. Because you can't binge a movie. You watch it, maybe you watch it one time, you never see it again.
How many times have you watched Half Baked?
A bunch of times. Now, that's a valid point if your name is Dave Chappelle, or if you're one of the four or five people. But there's people in that movie that you may never see again. Like the guy who wanted to rape, you know what I'm saying? Rapist man's in jail. Whatever movies he's been in.
Who, Nasty Nate?
Nasty Nate. He's not in a lot of stuff.
I don't think Nasty Nate was an actor. I think that dude did one Jordache commercial.
Nasty and Nate. And he fit the description?
Yeah, I think he did like one Jordache commercial like back in the 90s.
But if you go to one of these SVU TV shows and pull one actor, I guarantee you he's been on a bunch of other TV shows getting that check. I've seen a lot of movies where a guy has been in the movie and actually even had a respected role in the movie, and I never see him on anything else.
So you gotta get in the type of situation that Michael B. Jordan is in. Anything Ryan Coogler do, that's his man.
But he started in TV though.
I know.
So I take TV. I'm gonna take, if I gotta choose between same check TV movie, I'm taking TV.
You know what? I would do TV as well. I would do TV as well. I would do TV as well. Because I think TV could definitely springboard you into movies. I would definitely do TV as well.
Rap or R&B?
Rap, definitely. I get tired of listening to niggas singing every 5 minutes.
They singing rap now though.
Yeah, and that shit's whack. that shit is whack.
I'm coming from the hip now. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince. All around artist. He plays, sings different keys, plays every instrument, and can hoop.
What does that have to the actual product?
The guy can. The dude. Do you know who sang backup on his first album? Him. Every high-pitched note, everything that you thought was a woman singing in the background was him. Mike ain't doing that. Mike ain't writing his own songs.
But the product is still good.
Mike was the world's pop star Drake.
That's disrespectful.
Drake. I'm just saying he don't write his own shit either. But people love the music. Now Michael Jackson is he's one hell of an entertainer, and that nigga can sing, but he don't write his own shit. Prince do.
Last one. If it came down to it, you had to vote for the presidency, and you had to vote between Trump and Kanye West.
I'm moving to Ghana. I'm moving to Ghana.
That's a good place. From what I hear, it's nice beaches.
They've invited us.
Yeah, hey, that's why I'm moving. I'm gonna be like, what's that? Where's that?
They invited us. Did you know that? Ghana invited us. Clearly, the motherfuckers ain't been paying attention. Like, you wait, you know what you inviting? Everybody ain't got. Everybody not Sean King and Beyonce. You know who you inviting?
Let this dude get a second term and watch how many niggas show up in Ghana, and they gonna be like, whoa, we did not know. We did not know you could put a pontoon on a Caprice Classic. There gonna be niggas with outboard motors on their Caprice.
All right, I got one last question for you before we wrap this up.
Using that, what's that black shit that the nigga put? What's it, Flex Seal? Motherfucker gonna seal that shit up with Flex Seal. Just
they'll be calling Trump for the wall. Hey, you talking about this wall shit? I think you wasn't off base with this wall shit. Let me get this wall.
Motherfucker, Ghana, look, watch it. Wait till after the election and let that motherfucker win. Watch January 2021. Watch when that big rumble come in the distance in Ghana, and then they show up, and it's gonna be a bunch. It's gonna be a whole herd of motherfuckers like, here come the just a bunch of niggas playing go-go and Caprice Classic sealed up with Flexol, whatever that shit is, just riding across the joint straight like.
So when I mentioned my 25 and I mentioned Monique, I saw you react. Your reaction was interesting. So I'm not going to ask you about Monique, but what I'm going to ask you is, who would you like if you had a female that made your top 25? Who would that female be?
Wanda Sykes.
You not dissuaded by her last stand-up special?
Because her overall body of work is great.
You know,
overall, she's a banger, bud.
Is it not unfair to say that her last special was lackluster?
Is it not safe to say that Lil Wayne's last album was lackluster?
But if you ask me if Lil Wayne's in my top 10, I'm gonna say hell no.
He shouldn't be. You didn't say top 10. You said 25.
He wouldn't be in my top 25.
You're a liar.
Not a Wayne fan.
You're a liar.
But,
Early Wayne is a banger, bro. Recent Wayne.
I'm not a Wayne fan.
Early Wayne was bars.
I felt like it was a coincidence that the Wayne that I preferred is right around the time when he signed Drake.
Interesting. That just sounds like somebody who really loves Drake more than he should.
But I don't.
Hey, so when people wear jewelry and it's like real shiny jewelry, what do they call that?
Shiny jewelry?
It's a specific word.
You talking about cubics?
No, you know what it is. You're just playing dumb right now.
Wait, I can't legitimately be dumb at this moment?
Oh no, because I refuse to believe it. I know you know.
Are you referring? Wait, that's not Wayne though. That's Juvenile.
Who?
That term?
Yeah, go ahead.
You talking about bling?
Yeah. Who said that?
That's not Wayne.
Really?
That's Juvenile.
Really?
Wayne is on the hook.
And what did he sing on that hook?
Bling.
And who do you think came up with that?
Juvenile. That's Juvie. That's Juvie's term.
Hey, listen to Hollywood Divorce. Listen to Hollywood Divorce. Outkast featuring Lil Wayne. The nigga says, bling, bling, I am the originator of the term. Yeah, he says that. It's in the song.
It's a song. I can't remember the name of it. I don't have the recall that you have. But Juvenile was like, the nigga Wayne lied. He didn't come up with the term. He got it from me. I can't remember the name of the song though.
Yeah, that doesn't exist at all. That's all.
It don't exist? I made it up?
No. That song is written next to the that joint is right next to the first song that Drake ever wrote about Degrassi High. Which is the only song he ever wrote. Because he don't write his own shit.
Brian, do you have any more questions for Mr. Damo Hicks here?
I think you covered everything, man. Just I want to salute Wine Bottles and Washcloths as a podcast and him as a comedian.
Hey, I appreciate you, man.
Oh, good. Yeah, and I appreciate you coming on with us.
Hey, man, I apologize for you having to deal with this.
You know the thing, I got some shitting on you.
Hey,
like,
hey, look.
Hey,
look. Let me tell you something. If you tired of your co-hosts all in your DMs, all saying pause, come to Death Row.
What's happening here?
Hey, y'all dudes are fun. God. Y'all are fun.
Oh my God.
Damo, what's next for Damo Hicks?
Hey man, I'm just trying to grow this podcast. That's it. That's all I want to do. I just want to grow this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Get back. I'm probably start writing again and hop back on stage.
So
I wrote some new shit over the quarantine that I tried out, and that joint was a banger for it to be the first time I tried it.
Not a surprise. Not a surprise.
That joint was a banger. It was a bit I wrote about like being quarantined with my daughter and just trying to keep her motivated and being like, you know, I want you to be the best you, no matter what it is. Like, I don't want her to be like, my mom told me I had, you know what I'm saying? They told you, go to college, get a good job. That's what you need to do. Me, I'm just like, you can be the best. You don't need to have all this extra, you know what I'm saying, stuff to be, you know what I'm saying? You can have a podcast. You could do whatever. I was like, she could literally be a serial killer. As long as she aims high. If she gets caught after 300 bodies, nigga, she was the best her. Think about it. You know how good you got to be to hide 300 motherfuckers in spots where they didn't find you initially?
Wait.
I would be
bodies?
exactly.
That's a really high bar.
Oh no.
20 is a good bar.
What's the record? I don't know either. But what I'm saying is, I think 300 would smash that shit.
If she got 300,
my point is
would be. Listen, you can't even execute somebody who got 300.
I can't even be upset with her because guess what? Nope. She went out and was the best serial killer that ever was. And I would be in her documentary because you know they make documentaries about serial killers. Yes, I would be in that documentary. It was like, you know what?
They all on Netflix.
I didn't know she was going to be a serial killer, but I did tell her to be the best. And God damn it, it takes a long time to hide 300 bodies. You know how small you got to chop motherfuckers up. So you like there's a level of dedication that she had to put into the stalking, murdering, and dismembering of these particular 300.
Motherfucker, you made me fucking snort. What's the last when you come from the nose? You go, you made me do that for a second. My boss was saying, bro. I don't know if y'all heard it. I don't know if the camera picked it up. I did like this.
Be like, yes, so she did not have the highest GPA, but guess who she outsmarted? The police. 300 different times.
So she got a movie. Basically, you saying if you're gonna be a serial killer and you got a movie about you and a documentary, you win it.
You're the best ones you can be. They don't make them about all of them.
They don't. You got Zodiac. You got
some of them.
Gacy,
Some of them. They just be like, oh, I didn't even know that nigga was out there. And it ain't that many black ones. Come on, she's gonna break stereotypes and barriers. She's gonna be the first black serial killer female. What?
But is that why she got away with it? Because she's black and nobody suspects the black person though.
Black serial killer lives matter.
Sheesh. That's a hell of a hashtag.
Hey, if trainees can say black trainees matter, why can't black serial killer lives matter? Oh, I'm gonna get y'all shut down. This is happening. This is gonna be Nick Cannon right here. This is it. This is the one.
Oh,
this
PSA.
Hold on, direct all your phone calls.
Listen, I gotta close the camera. The rhetoric spoken from Damo Hicks does not fully represent those that align with those of us from the On the Ride Up podcast. We appreciate and love all people, including transgendered people.
Pause.
I at this moment I can't say pause because then it won't be genuine.
So you pick and choose your pause battles. I see what you're doing right there. And it's gross.
Yes. I won't listen. I denounce the gross statement that Damo Hicks made.
Hey, for all the Caitlyn Jenners out there,
I denounce. I reclaim my time.
Here's your nuts back.
I denounce the tranny statement that Damo made. He meant to say transsexuals, transgenders. I hope.
It was a coverall. I got it all. Transmissions, transgenders, transsexuals, transformers. I don't want to leave out the robots. Transformers. Transparent tape.
Listen, I'm gonna pull another.
Transportation vehicles. What else can I think of that I can say?
The only trannies we recognize are those in a car. Transgendered is a different conversation. Nice almonds.
Nuts.
Wait, is that bag half empty? Have you eaten a half bag of nuts?
You can't say a whole monologue about something like that, and then goes and then start throwing the your LGBTQ plus minus volume up, volume down, or whatever the other shit they got on it. Delicious.
Absolutely.
Damo, it's been what is the next step for wine bottles and washcloths? And I tell you like this: the fact that y'all have a pillow, that's a bar for us. What's the next step for y'all? Y'all got the pillow out the way. What's the next step?
That's what does it right there. The pillow.
That's a plateau.
Hey, so let's see. The next thing for us is we need to get Terrence back, and then once we get the band back together and we can start recording like we should, then we can start getting right back on our Grizzy and start putting out content. Because we putting out content now, but it just don't feel the same because we ain't got the third party with us.
I would feel the same way whenever I have to go on live by myself without Brian. Brian and Terrence are like they're parallel universes.
I will say this, that if Brian is a smart man, which I think he is, he should be on his exit paperwork right now. He should be doing his
I was working.
Nigga, what do you think he's driving to?
Like,
What do you think he's driving to?
He should be filing his exit paperwork. He He should be on Amazon right now getting his own equipment. Because there has been a lot said in this. There's people putting batteries in the back.
You can't quit me.
Wow.
You can't quit me.
Okay. The overhand.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, to say the least, to have Damo Hicks. And I say it's listen, when I talk to him, it's just Damo. But for y'all, I'm gonna say Damo Hicks because I feel like you need to know it's Damo Hicks. It's not Kevin. It's Kevin Hart. It's not Eddie. It's Eddie Murphy. It's not DL. It's DL Hughley. So motherfucker, it's Damo Hicks.
I appreciate it.
So when you go and look him up, you know it's a million motherfucking Damos, but there's only one Damo Hicks. Make sure y'all Google this nigga.
True.
Google him. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. Watch my podcast and you'll see him on there.
Yeah. Watch me on this and then Google me.
You want to ride up. It's been a pleasure. We've reached our final destination. Now have a great night.
All right.
One.
All right. All right, y'all. Appreciate it, bro.
Hey, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All right, Jim.
Let me know when the joint come out so I can, you know what I'm saying, share it and all that good shit.
Gotcha.
All right. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I don't know what the fuck happened. All I did was thank you for coming on the podcast. I didn't say nothing special. I said thank you for coming on.
It was so angry because you were like, I was like, oh, this nigga does kung fu movies too.
That's the, but no, I said thank you for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure.